Welcome back, everybody. Today, uh, we're going deep, really deep, into something that's always kind of fascinated me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Celebrities and the justice system.
Uh,
You know? Like, how does fame and wealth, and let's be honest, race kind of play into all
yeah,
that?
yeah.
We've got some excerpts here from this article.
Okay.
The Celebrity Justice System, a study of convicted celebrities and racial disparities. Catchy title.
Yeah.
Really makes you think, do celebrities get a get out of jail free card?
Right.
Why do some seem to get a pass while others,
Yeah.
face the music, so to speak?
Yeah.
What does it all say about the fairness of the system itself? I mean, we like to think
Yeah.
that justice is blind, right?
Yeah.
Everyone treated equally under the law.
Right, right. In theory, yeah. But when you throw celebrity into the mix, things get a little,
Murky,
yeah, murky. It's a paradox for sure.
totally. Okay, so this article dives into something called celebrity privilege.
Okay.
Lay it on me. What's that all about?
Well, you got to think about it like this. Celebrities, right? They live their lives in this fishbowl.
Yeah, constantly in the spotlight.
Exactly. Magazines, social media, the news, it's nonstop.
Every move they make.
Every move. And that creates this aura.
Like a halo effect.
Yeah, like a halo effect.
Yep.
Their talent, their success, it all kind of spills over.
Even into their legal troubles.
Exactly. So maybe subconsciously people see them in a more favorable light.
More trustworthy.
Right, more sympathetic, even when they're accused of something.
So that could influence how the media portrays them,
Absolutely.
even how prosecutors and juries see them.
It all plays a part. Like, let's say a celebrity is accused of a crime, right?
Yeah.
The public, they might be more likely to believe their side of the story, especially if they've built up this squeaky clean image.
Makes sense, but it also doesn't seem very fair, does it? Shouldn't everyone be judged on the facts?
In a perfect world, absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're human, right? We all have biases, and celebrities, well, they're masters at playing on those biases.
Okay, let's get real world here.
Yeah.
The article mentions Sean Diddy Combs.
Ah, P. Diddy.
He's had a few run-ins with the law, right?
Yeah, back in 2015, he was charged with felony assault.
Okay, and for anyone listening who doesn't know, felony assault, that's serious.
Oh, yeah.
That can land you some serious prison time.
For sure, for the average person, absolutely. But Diddy ended up with probation and community service.
That does seem pretty light. Do you think his fame had anything to do with it?
Hard to say for sure, but it's worth considering. Celebrities like Diddy, they have access to resources that most people don't.
Like what?
The best lawyers, private investigators. They can even use the media to their advantage.
Shape public opinion.
Exactly. It's not just about public perception, it's about having the money to mount a killer defense.
So basically, the justice system favors those with resources.
Yeah, sadly, that's often the case.
So we're talking about a two-tiered system, one for the rich and famous, another for everyone else.
That's the concern a lot of people have, yeah. And to really illustrate that, the article also brings up Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh man, that whole case was just
Messed up.
messed up.
Yeah. He was accused of some really horrific things, but he managed to get off with a slap on the wrist.
13 months in a work release program, if I remember correctly.
Right, and he was a billionaire with powerful connections.
So it seemed like money and influence shielded him.
It definitely raised questions about whether justice was truly served. But the story doesn't end there, though.
Oh.
Public pressure, the victim speaking out, it eventually led to his rearrest in 2019.
So sometimes public outcry can make a difference.
It can. But it makes you wonder, would things have gone down the same way if he wasn't a high-profile figure?
Right, if the media hadn't been all over it.
Exactly. Fame, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it protects you, sometimes it magnifies everything.
It's complicated.
It is. The relationship between celebrity and justice is messy. It's not always about special treatment, but it's definitely a different kind of judgment.
Right. With public perception playing a huge role.
Huge. And that brings us to another layer of this whole conversation. Race.
Right, race. I mean, we can't talk about the justice system without talking about that.
We can't. It's a huge factor, especially for celebrities.
The article highlights some pretty big differences in how black celebrities are treated.
Yeah, it's not good.
Compared to white celebrities, even when the charges are similar.
Sadly, that's the pattern we see. Harsher penalties, way more negative media coverage.
And just a bigger backlash from the public.
It's like there's this underlying bias. It affects everything.
From the arrest to the sentencing.
And everything in between, even the way the media talks about them.
Like, let's compare Martha Stewart and Mike Tyson.
Okay, yeah.
Both high profile, both face legal trouble.
But the way the media covered them, Totally different.
Right. Stewart, white woman, kind of painted as a victim of circumstance.
Yeah, like she made a mistake, but she's still good deep down.
Redeemable, yeah.
Tyson, black man, he's portrayed as this aggressive, dangerous figure.
Less focus on, like, his personal struggles or any potential for rehabilitation.
It's crazy how much race seems to factor in.
It makes you wonder how much of it is, just subconscious bias.
Oh, implicit bias plays a huge role. It's those unconscious stereotypes we all carry around.
So even if people don't think they're being racist.
Those biases still affect how they judge others.
Wow. So that can influence how a jury sees a defendant, how a judge hands down a sentence.
Exactly. And studies have shown that black individuals, especially black men, are often seen as more threatening.
More guilty, even with the same evidence.
It's really disheartening.
And the article also talks about how public support breaks down along racial lines, too.
Oh, yeah, totally. Look at cases like O.J. Simpson, Bill Cosby.
Complicated cases for sure, but...
Public reaction was so divided, so influenced by race.
Yeah. Like, people were ready to condemn them right away.
Before all the facts were even out.
And then you compare that to, say, Winona Ryder, Robert Downey Jr.
Right, white celebrities who messed up.
But they got a lot more sympathy, more support from the public.
Even after they were found guilty.
It's like white celebrities get more chances to redeem themselves.
While black celebrities, it's an uphill battle.
No matter what they do.
Sadly, yeah. It goes back to this whole idea of who we see as deserving of a second chance. And race plays a huge part in that.
And we can't forget the media's role in all of this.
Right. They have so much power in shaping the narrative.
The way they frame the story, the language they use, the pictures they choose.
It all matters. And unfortunately, the media often reinforces those racial biases we were talking about.
So black celebrities end up getting portrayed in a much more negative light.
It's a problem.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's talk about drug charges.
Okay.
Charlie Sheen, white actor, faces drug charges.
Yeah?
The story is often framed around his battle with addiction.
Like it's a personal struggle.
Exactly. Now take Meek Mill, black rapper.
Yeah.
He gets hit with probation violations, and it's all about him being a repeat offender.
Like he's inherently criminal.
Right. No one's talking about the systemic issues that might be at play.
It's so frustrating. It's like white celebrities get the benefit of the doubt.
While black celebrities are held to a different standard.
Even when they're in basically the same situation.
It all comes back to those biases, conscious or not. They have a real impact on how justice is served.
It's like we're talking about two separate systems here.
Yeah, it really highlights the deep-rooted biases in our society.
And it's not just celebrities, right?
No, absolutely not. It's a reflection of what's happening everywhere.
Okay, so the article brings up a couple more cases to really illustrate this.
Right. So we've got Charlie Sheen, again.
Okay.
Gets pretty lenient treatment for drug charges, keeps working, keeps that public support.
And then you've got Meek Mill.
Completely different story. Harsher consequences for probation violations sparks this huge debate about fairness.
Yeah, and it's not just the legal outcomes, right? It's the whole narrative.
Exactly. Sheen, he's battling addiction. It's a personal struggle, you know?
Yeah, understandable.
But Meek Mill, he's a repeat offender. The focus is on his past mistakes.
Not on, like, why those mistakes might have happened in the first place.
It's like we decide who deserves a second chance based on it. I don't know.
Their race.
It's hard not to see it that way sometimes. And the stories we tell ourselves, they really shape how we see things.
How we react, who we punish. It's disturbing.
It is. It all comes down to bias, whether we realize it or not. And that bias affects real lives.
So what can we do? I mean, it feels kind of hopeless, you know? These are
Yeah.
such big problems.
It's definitely not easy, but the first step is acknowledging the problem, right?
Being aware of our own biases.
Exactly. And then we can start to challenge them, support organizations fighting for reform, advocate for policies that are actually fair.
Hold people in power accountable.
Yeah, we can all do something.
It's not just about celebrities either, right?
No, not at all. It's about fixing the system for everybody.
Well, this deep dive has been eye-opening, to say the least.
Yeah.
We've seen how fame, money, and race can really tilt the scales of justice.
It's complicated.
But I think the biggest takeaway for me is that we can't just sit back and let it happen.
Right. We have to keep pushing for change. Even small actions can make a difference.
So to everyone listening, keep learning, keep questioning, keep having these conversations.
Don't let this be the end of your deep dive.
Until next time, stay curious.